Hello everyone, today is our Somerset Math Club lecture number 10. Today we have 3 parts: percentage, geometry, and number sense. Part 1, percentage. Percentage is a number and it's a form in fraction with a hidden denominator of 100. What does that mean? So I use examples. Practice problem 1. Write the following percentages as integers, fractions, or mixed numbers. Okay, we'll pick 2 as an example. 350%. What does it mean by hidden denominator 100? 350% is actually 350 over 100. So change that into decimal, so that's a 3.5. Or you can change this to mixed number 3/1/2. Okay, 100% is 100 over 100, therefore is 1. We'll leave the other 2 for the students. Basically, you change the percentage sign into divide by 100. Problem 2. Write the following numbers as percentages. -2 1/10, so -2.1. So like we said, the percentage equals to 1 over 100. Then to multiply to this number without changing its size, we basically divide by 100, multiply by 100. Divide by 100 is the definition for percentage. Therefore, equals to minus 2.1 multiply 100 percentage. 100 multiplied 2.1 is negative 210%. Okay. Use another one as an example. 3/4. 3/4 is 0.75. So this will also equal to multiply 100 divided by 100. This is 1, right? So it doesn't change its size. Divided by 100, that's the definition for percentage. Then what we left over is 0.75 multiply 100. So that's 75%. Problem 3. We'll pick maybe 3 as an examples. Practice problem 3. 40 is what percent of 200? 40 over 200. That is 1 over 5. Change this to percentage. Multiply 100 divided by 100. That is, this is 0.2. So therefore, divide 100 is the percentage sign. That's 20%. So we'll use D as an example. What is 22.5 percentage of 40? So this basically says this is the total number, and I take 22.5% of this. How much is that? So 40 multiply 22, 1/2 is 0.5 percentage equals to what number? So this is divided by 100. 22.5 divided by 100, that is 0.225. And you can carry this out to get the answer. We'll use the last one. 1/4 is 250% of what number? Okay, you can use an unknown and say x. 250% of x equals to 1/4. Okay, 250% is 250 divided by 100. Multiply x equals to 1/4. This is 2.5. 2.5 is 2/1/2. X equals to 1/4. This is 5 over 2. X equals to 1/4. We can divide or multiply 2/5 on each side, and this would cancel. So left side you have x equals to right side, that is 1/10. Okay, or 0.1, either way. Practice problem 4. If 20% of x is y, then 35% of x is what percent of y? Okay, 20% of x multiply x equals to y. 20% is 20 over 100. Therefore, this is 1 over 5. So this is 1/5 x equals to y, therefore x equals to 5y. And 35% of x equals to how many y? X equals to 5y, we can put this in there. 35% multiply 5y. So this is this many y. 35% is 0.35, multiply 5 of y. And you carry the coefficient out. That's, okay, 5, okay, 517, okay. 754y. So this basically says 35% of x is 1.75y. 1.75y is what percentage? It's 1.75 multiply 100 divided by 100. This is 175. 1 over 100 is the percentage sign, so 175%. Problem 5. A 100 milliliter bottle of salad dressing initially consists 80% of oil, 20% vinegar, 40% is used. So that has to be taken out from the total. And then 4 milliliters of vinegar are added to the bottle. Okay, 100, 80% of oil, that's 100 multiply 80%. So oil is 80 milliliter. And then 20% of vinegar. Vinegar, therefore, is 20 milliliter. Then total of 40% is used. Therefore, total is 100 milliliter minus 40%. So that's 60 milliliter left. And then you add 4 to it. Okay, 4 milliliter of vinegar. So originally you have 20. Then you will add 4 to it. So the final question is, what percentage of the mixture is now vinegar? So this you used 40%. So 20 multiply, there is a 60% left. So you multiply 0.6, that's 60%, plus the 4 milliliter new vinegar that you added in. So that's the current vinegar that you have. That's 20 multiply 0.6 plus 4 divided by the total. The total now is this, because you used up 40, then you added another 4, so it's 64. So again, you multiply 100 divided by 100. What you left over is 12 plus 4, 64, multiply 100%. That's the final answer. Problem 6. All of the students of this history class took an exam. Each student either passed or failed. 85 students passed, 3 students failed. How many students total? 3 students failed, 85 passed. Therefore, 3 students corresponding to the 15% of the total students, right? Say the total students, the number is X. 15% of those equals to 3. Therefore, the total is 3 divided by 15%. 15% is 0.15. Therefore, you can carry this out to get the final answer. Problem 7. An athlete target heart rate is 80% of the theoretical maximum heart rate. Theoretical maximum heart rate is found by subtracting the age from 220. What is the target heart rate of an athlete that's 26-year-old? So, okay, following the formula, you subtract the age from 220, and then 80% of that. So you can do the subtraction, multiply, 80% is 0.8. So the students can carry this one out. Problem 8, compute the following quantities. 30% increase from 60. Okay, we have to pay special attention to from. Increase from this number. Therefore, you should have 60 as a base, okay? Starting from here, you increase by how much? 30% of 60. You got to have this one as the base. Okay, this is A. So student can carry this out. 30% is 0.3. 0.3 multiply 60 plus 60. Okay, let's do another one as a, let's do a decrease, B. 60% less than 95. Okay, less than, you're starting from 95. And minus, you got to be 60% less than this. So 60% multiply 95. So starting from this number, you decrease by this much. This will be the final number that you come to. So this are similar to A, so we'll skip. Problem 9. Describe the percent change, increase or decrease. This is basically the reverse from problem 8. Let's do a decrease, a change from 2/3 to 1/6. Okay, the difference always goes on the top. Okay, so the delta, the difference from 1 to 2 is on top, and over the quantity of 1, and multiply 100%. Okay, percent sign is just a sign. You multiply this ratio by 100 to get to the percentage. Okay, A, this is a difference on top over the first number, 2/3, multiply 100. That's the percentage. Let's do an increase, B. Increase, the difference again is on top. 16,258 minus 8129 divide, okay, by 8129. Multiply 100%. This will be the final answer. These two are similar to A and B. A decrease, these both are decrease. You find out the difference, divide by the first number, multiply 100 to get to the percentage. 10. When this stock in this company is worth $500 at the start of January, in each month, the stock goes up by 10%. What's the stock worth at March? So January, February, March. So there were 3 months. Each month, you would increase by 10%. What does it mean by increase by 10%? So say for the first month, you would start with your original price, increase by how much? Increase by 10%, that's 0.1, multiply 500. So at the end of first month, you would be $550, okay? And then you do the second month and the third month. And eventually, well, or you could write this one as, okay, original price is a 500, and I start from 1, and I increase by 10%. Therefore, after the first month, my value would be, or 500 multiply 1.1. That's increased by 10%. You add to the original 1. You're starting from 500, starting from 1. Now it's 1.1. So from this, you can say my original price is 500. First month, I increased by 10%. That's multiplied by 1.1. Therefore, it's bigger than the original 500, right, by 10%. Second month is this value multiply another 1.1. That's increased by 10% of the first month value, already increased from the original value. Third month, you multiply that again. So therefore, you would come up to 1.1 to the power of 3. Or you just continue doing this. First month, second month is 550 multiply 1.1. And third month is this value multiply 1.1. It's the same. But this, you would kind of abstract your answer into a much more mathematically concise form. Problem 11. This company has a retail price of $600. Jim's House of Electronics is having a 20% off sale, in which all items are discounted by 20%. This person also has 30% off from whatever that's being reduced, how much eventually she pays for it. Starting from $600, 20% off, that means she pays 80%. So 600 multiply 80%, or 600 multiply 0.8. That's 480. That's the first reduction. Second reduction has another 30% off of whatever price that you have for the sale. So 480 multiply, it's 30% off, therefore you pay for 70%. So this will be the final price that she pays for. Or to be concise, you can have $600 multiply the 80% and then multiply the 70% without doing it in 2 steps. 12. A mixture of 30 liters of paint is 25% red tint, 30% yellow, 45% water. 5 liters of yellow tint are added to the original mixture. What is the percentage of yellow? Okay. Again, percentage equals to whatever kind over total. So here, whatever original kind has been changed because you add yellow to it. And this has been changed, and the total has been changed as well. Okay, let's find out how much is yellow now. 30% yellow of the original. 30% multiply 30 liters. That's the original. Then you add 5 liters of yellow to the original mixture. This is the total yellow. What is the total mixture? Total mixture is 30 to start, and then you add 5. This multiply 100 to give you the percentage. Problem 13. In 2005, the population of Cedar Falls was 16,000. In 2010, the population was 20,000. What percent did the population increase from 2005 to 2010? Again, you have to pay attention to how to calculate the percentage from. So from 2005, which means your total in the denominator is 2005, not 2010. Okay, total in 2005 and the difference, multiply 100 would give you the percentage form. What's the increase? Increase is from 20,000 to 16,000. Difference is 4,000. In 2005, the total number of people, the population is 16,000. Multiply 100. That would give you the final answer. So 1/4, that would be the 25%. That's A. B. In 2015, population is projected to decrease by 25% from 2010. What is the projected population in 2015? Okay, this, we know that in 2010 is 20,000 and decreased by this much, which says you're starting from 20,000. You minus the number that's decreased. 25% multiply the 20,000. This would give you the projected population. Or 20,000 of a total population in 2010, 1 minus 25%. That means you reduced by 25. What's actually in there is the 75% of the original value. That will be the new population. 14. A dress originally priced at $80 is put on sale at 25% off. If 10% tax is added, this is very similar to what we had earlier. So $80, sorry, 25% off, which means you pay for 75%. This is the price. Then you have to add 10% of tax. 10% of X of this number. 80 multiply 75%. Okay. Or in this case, you can calculate this reduced price, and this reduced price then multiply by 1.1. This is actually, if you do the distributive property, this number is the same as this number. We take this out, and we put the rest 2 terms together. And this would come to the same answer. Problem 15. If 100 is decreased by 8% and the result is decreased by B%, then what is the total percentage decrease in terms of A and B? Okay, so like we said, if this number is decreased by 8%, what's left over is 100 multiply 1 minus A. A is gone. What's left over is 1 minus 8%. This result is decreased yet again by B%. So what's left over similarly is 1 minus B%. Okay? Then the total decrease in percentage is delta over original number. Okay? The delta now is original minus this new number, 1 minus 8% multiply 1 minus B% over original, that's 100. Percentage, again, we will multiply this number by 100. And that's the percentage, and this would cancel. So 1 minus 8%, 1 minus B%, the student can carry this out by doing distributive properties twice. 1 minus 8% multiply 1 minus 1 minus 8% multiply B%, and then carry this one out, 1 minus 8%, and 1 minus 8% multiply B% multiply this and that. You do distributive properties twice to break up the two brackets to get to the final answer.